If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
This is Wild Talents, and I'm Kimi. I'm your GM. We are running Wild Talents in the Wild West, and these are my players and their characters.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm playing a character named Carla May Winthrop, who is a thief and has a magic horse.
My name is Jim, and I am playing El Jaguar, also
Is
known
your
as...
mic on?
Is it on? It is not, but it is now. Now that my mic is on, I'll reintroduce myself as Jim, and I'm running El Jaguar or Gustavo Domingez, depending on what time of day it is. And he is your stealthy killer Jaguar guy.
Very good.
I'm Sam. I play, what do I do here? Grania Kelly.
It's been a while.
Basically a leprechaun slash gold miner.
And I'm Joey, and I'm playing Red Lock, a gambler who can totally know what you're thinking by no nefarious means whatsoever.
Right. If you haven't noticed, we are like superpowers and magic in the Wild West. So we took this crazy magic turn, and we are magical Wild West. And last session, Sam was not with us, so we did a cool flashback episode to kind of when the group met each other. So she's going to read her recap right now from the session before last. So it's from session 4. This is session 6.
Awesome. Because I don't remember what happened. Let's find out. What does the book say?
Together, we'll find out.
Ooh, we went to the interrogation silo. Gustavo buried Big Jim up to his neck in Old Man Masterson's wheat. The crew planned some questions for their prisoner, and Red took some time to dig through his mind as Big Jim started to come to. He had some suspicions about Carla May and spotted Red's hat, but he didn't get a good look at us. Red just lasers that memory right out. Jim has seen the man in gray often at the Winchesters, but he doesn't like him. Mr. Winchester invited the man in gray inside. Jim doesn't know much about the current animal plague. Carla slaps him awake. Gustavo collects some rats in a cage for interrogation purposes and takes point on questioning. It's intense. Big Jim does not hold out long. He says weird people come by. The man in gray, a woman in all red who's fancy with a very nice brown horse. Red gets an image of her. Brand new everything with a shiny newness to her. She only comes around when no one is at the house, and she started visiting about a month before the cattle drive. Gustavo asked him about how to get into the manor. It's apparently magically protected, and you have to be invited in. Bad news for Carla. Carla knocks out Big Jim, and the crew douses him with whiskey, drapes him over a donkey, and sends him off towards town.
I forgot that's what you did.
Yeah. The crew discusses securing an invite to the Winchesters and finding out more about the Red Lady, and possibly Carson Hayes, Winchester's right-hand man. Red mentions that Mr. Winchester has been collecting magical artifacts. Grania suggests making a fake artifact, and then suddenly everyone remembers the Death Clock Cave exists. Maybe we should check on that. It's midnight, which is the perfect time for spelunking.
In a Death Clock Cave.
In a Death Clock
Phrasing,
Cave.
boom.
Yeah. Strawberry gets a little annoyed as we get closer to the cave, but Carla gives her some pets. The cave is something completely different.
Important details.
Very important.
Yeah.
Which animal was pet in this episode?
Well, especially the
Who's the
horses.
star of this show? Strawberry.
Strawberry, yeah. The cave is something completely different from any regional or fey magics. There are pictographs on the walls that we do not recognize. It opens up into a cylindrical chamber with a circular graph on the floor and walls, and an opening in the ceiling. Grania draws the main markings in her notebook. They all sense a pulsating presence. Grania and Gustavo search for clues. He puts a crucifix in the center of the chamber, and the feeling gets louder. Grania stands in the center, but nothing happens. The flavor of the magic is very old, aged like a fine whiskey. Like the opposite of that new lady. Carla asks what's going on, and Grania suggests they might need to activate the death clock. Sounds like a good idea. Red tries standing in the center to read it, and it reacts to his cross, but not to him. Grania tells them that it seems like the cave needs an offering to activate. Gustavo destroys his cross in the center, and the energy goes all the way up the walls. The room stays active. It feels like it's waiting. Red senses a presence but can't see them. He tries to communicate with it, and it wants to communicate but can't. He smashes his dogwood cross, and the veil gets thinner. Carla breaks her dad's badge in the center. There's a boom, and everything glows yellow. Grania puts her mother's scarf in the center and sets it on fire. Suddenly, a presence made of light appears in the middle of the room. The crew hears the presence's voice in their heads in a language they have never encountered. Red senses it is confused. Gustavo tries speaking Mayan. It doesn't understand, but calms down a little. Red points at a pictogram of holding hands, and it takes his hand. It's very warm. Then it starts pulling things from his mind. Oh good, now it can speak English. Gustavo asks them about the animal plague. The presence says they are responsible for that. They needed to get our attention. Grania asks if, hey, maybe they could fix the animals, and they do! Now to solve the grave peril endangering the town. The presence has difficulty describing the peril, and it changes because it changes in appearance. This presence is the life cycle, and the other force defies what should happen. They can be stopped by taking away their believers, who in old times used to scar themselves near the heart. Alternatively, we could bring this presence more believers and strengthen it. The crew agrees to come back and visit, then the presence disappears. The horses shy away from the crew at first, but then are okay. Strawberry is concerned that Carla may have changed. They discuss the trustworthiness of their new light friend and head back to town. At the boarding house, Ralph is wagging his tail, and Hepzibah asks Grania to chat in the kitchen. For her trouble, she is treated to a wall of text about the Death Clock Cave people, then goes to bed. Carla pets Ralph the dog. See, every animal gets pet.
Everyone gets pets.
Red asks her if the dog seems the same. Now everyone is suspicious. Red reads the dog's mind, and the dog feels better than he has in years. Red sneaks back into the saloon to try and sleep. Gustavo goes home and does a cleansing ritual. Grania goes to bed, and Carla retires. But Ralph will not let her sleep, because he is a very hyper good boy. The next morning, Carla is very tired and takes Ralph back to the schoolhouse. She notices all the formerly sick animals are fucking pumped on life. Rowena is very happy to have her dog back and invites Carla for breakfast. Grania makes a grumpy Hepzibah some Irish coffee and shares her death clock drawings with her. Gustavo stops by in town to check everything is okay and scopes out a vantage point to spy on the church. He goes to the saloon and sees a man in gray at the poker table watching the stairs. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We saved the animals, you guys.
Yay!
It's probably fine.
Totally fine.
Now we all need to be on weed or something because they're just way too hyper. Where's the catnip?
Yep. All
Hope
right.
our town vet has some CBD for these animals.
Right, indeed.
Calm down, everybody.
Woosah.
Very good. I did want to talk to you guys about XP a little bit because we put a pin in that from last time. So the way XP works is you get 1 XP for every session, and then I can dole it out as desired. So I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 XP for every session because I think that'll kind of even out that we've had a couple combats and things like that. And you guys are awesome. So
So that's a total of 12 since we've been through.
yes. So well, this
No,
is
this is
6.
10.
Yeah,
This is 6.
10 later tonight.
Perfect.
So if you knew right off the bat you wanted to drop it into something,
So each
could.
point counts as a point that we spent.
yes, a point that you spend just like in character creation.
Gotcha.
So and also looking at we talked a little bit about willpower before. So you can spend willpower also to to improve your character, and that can happen in the middle of a scene, but it has to be a crisis. Like it can't be like, hey, I'm sparring with my friend and I got better at this. It's like, I am saving the world. I'm going to go Phoenix Force on your ass. So, and then in that case, it would cost the amount of will that it would normally cost if you're going to add like an attribute or something like that. It would cost the amount of will as it would use experience points and 1 base will. So it's pretty expensive, and base will is.
And that's really rough for me because my flaw is that when I run out of willpower, all my powers stop working.
Yeah. Well, and that's how most things happen. Like when you lose that base will, powers stop working, things stop working. Yeah, and the base will is like especially important. So anyway, so if you want get if you get in a point where we're doing that, I know we haven't been a super combat heavy campaign so far. That is an option as well. If you're like in the middle of a scene and you're like, I need to power up. But it can't be like, hey, we're in a wagon approaching a fight. It has to be like, I'm about to die or my friend's about to die. I'm going to save everybody.
Needs to be dramatic.
Yeah, it's a dramatically appropriate moment.
Okay.
So,
I kind of like that, actually.
it's very cool. It's a cool mechanic. It's neat because, like I said, like I've mostly run one-shots of this, so it's neat to kind of delve into the mechanics that you never get into in
That's
the
one
one-shot.
And in Werewolf, I had somebody spend willpower because they wanted to make a good omelet.
I mean, that can be a life or death moment.
Right? Depending.
Do I have mimosa? I am spending a willpower to have mimosa.
A+ would do that.
Yeah, I know. On point.
Does willpower, do we gain it? I can't remember. Do we gain willpower for anything?
You can gain willpower, so gaining willpower, like heroism, like your motivations that we talked about earlier. Like if you're doing things in line with like your character, like like taking care of Strawberry, like not daily stuff, but like if you save her, or if your motivation is like animals are a big part of your motivation, like saving the dog. Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
I'm like, wait, there've been any names. If you saving Ralph, maybe that gained you a willpower, helping your friend who's Ralph's owner, that sort of thing.
Okay.
That can gain you willpower, and you spend willpower. You lose willpower if you're like defeated, if there's a tragedy, a trauma, or if you're something like that. Yeah, so that sort of thing.
Cool.
Okay.
So you can spend these points or save them or whatever?
Yep, you can spend them, save them, but you can't. The XP that I gave you can spend however you like. The willpower you can only spend in like those powerful moments, as far as like permanently improving your character.
Got it.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, if you do something that's against kind of your character, like if you're a hero and you do something that you're ashamed of, like you accidentally kill somebody, that's trauma. Like that's sort of the kind of situation you lose willpower in.
Okay.
Yeah. And the prices are the same as when you're building the character. So if you want to look at my book while we're sitting here, or if you want to do it later, either way. You can also save it up if you know that there's something big you want to buy. You can save it up.
Base skills are 2, hard dice are 4, wiggle dice are 8 for skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also up your attributes and stuff like that too. So
Sure. Those are 5.
yeah.
So attributes are 5 per, huh?
Yeah.
I think I might be spending some of my points. But I don't know. I also wanted to maybe add like some kind of magic or ritual or something that I might have.
Ooh, that'd be super cool. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can look in the. You can also add new powers. Like that's something you can do. It's not that you can just improve skills and stats. Like you can go to the cafeteria of powers and make your own power. Things like that. If you suddenly want Strawberry to be able to talk to you, that's something you could spend points on.
Interesting.
Nice.
You hadn't thought of that.
No, I hadn't.
You're starting to erase stuff on your character sheet.
I was like gonna spend it on something, but now maybe I'll hold on to it and take a look.
Although it is so fun having her just be like, send waves of annoyance at you.
Yes.
It's very fun. All right.
I had a dream about this game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was it a good dream?
It was a great dream because
Okay.
everybody was Archer characters.
Oh, Lord.
I had
Nice.
just binged a bunch of Archer.
Archer, and it just, yeah.
And it just sat there latently.
Nice. All right. So you are in the tavern. Or no, only Gustavo. You saw the man in gray sitting in the tavern.
And he's looking up at the stairs, right? Like he's waiting for somebody to come down. Okay.
Evidently.
Who was anyone still in the? Sorry, I think Carla was hanging out with Rowena at the time. That's where she ended. So
Yeah.
I know she's not there.
Yeah, and Grianne is at the boarding house, having Irish coffee with Hepzibah, not a witch.
Hepzibah, not a witch.
Notovich. Is that Nordic? Scandinavian?
Yeah. Red.
Uh-huh.
So where were you?
I might have been upstairs. Having a late morning. Definitely don't know the man in gray's down there.
Nope.
So
I'm gonna try to sneak around to the back of the tavern or saloon.
Okay. Samantha, I'm going to have you move your mic down.
Yes.
Best practice, mics down about this high in the middle. This is, yeah. Oh, please mute them before you
sorry.
mute them.
I like to put them in between my lips.
Mute them before you zip your zip.
Yes, please. All right. We're the best. We're the most professional. All right. Go us. All right. So, yes, this is where everybody is right now at this moment. So you've got this weird, strange being in the Death Claw cave.
Sneaking around the back.
Yeah, sneaking around the back.
This is hard to do when you're wearing spurs.
It's very true. Absolutely. But yeah, you can absolutely sneak around the back. Whether you're successful at sneaking against what is probably the devil, I don't know.
You know, everything's so over my head right now. It's like, screw it, man. And I'm going to start throwing some pebbles up at the window.
Okay.
all right. After the second or third pebble.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you want?
What do you want? Hay un hombre adelante esperando para ti. Sorry, I slipped. There's a man that seems to be waiting for you in a gray suit downstairs. He's just intently looking at the stairs. Thought you might want to know.
Okay.
Are you expecting your tailor? He is very well dressed.
I bet he is. It was just him?
See?
I have a plan and it's a really bad idea.
I like it.
Do you remember what that person in white said?
He said a lot of... It
The thing
said a lot of
about...
things.
They said that if one of them is talking to somebody, that means the other one could talk to somebody else by themselves.
Oh, yeah. See?
So if I go down there and have a conversation with our friend in gray, can you try to find the person in white and see if we can get some information on what's going on in that damn Death Clock cave?
He sort of looks around and goes, I do not know where he is. It is. Just sort
It's
of...
a small town. Look.
So just for a second, it would be, if you're referring to them by pronouns, it would be they or them.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. If you're referring to it as an angel and non-human, then it can be it. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
Okay, I will do my best. And he basically just takes off, starts looking around, see if he can find the person in white.
Okay. You're just going to keep chilling upstairs, drinking whiskey like you are right now. I'm sorry. It's rye whiskey.
It's horse whiskey.
Yeah, we have horse-themed drinks.
Yes.
We have 14 hands wine, and we've got Pinhook rye whiskey. It has a horse on it.
Red is going to get dressed.
Slowly.
Very slowly. And descend the stairs, trying not to look like he's ready to just run out screaming.
Okay. There is the man in gray downstairs. And he gets like a really charming smile on his face when he sees you come out that door.
I bet he does. It's a long time no see, friend.
That is true, although I have a feeling you've been seeing me plenty. Even though you chose not to talk to me.
You had plenty of chances to come and talk to me. I assumed we just weren't on speaking terms. I'm glad to see we're still friends. If I didn't think we were still friends, I don't think I could bear it.
Do I strike you as the type of person that comes and finds people when I need to talk to them? Or should they find me?
I just assumed you had other business. I didn't want to intrude.
Yeah, that's better lie. Nicely done. You want to join me?
Why not? What's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah, there ain't that much more you can lose. He's going to kind of like wave his hand in the air like, hey, another one. And then Lenora will bring over
Okay.
whatever he has, like another whiskey.
Sounds good.
We'll say rye whiskey since that's the theme right now.
Yeah.
We're going to pause for just a second.
Please.
And so, Gustavo.
Chavo, Chavito. And there's a little kid. Men. And I kneel down and I go, all of your friends, I need them to spread out and look for a person that looks like, and basically give them the description.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them all, and the first person to tell me where he is gets this nickel.
Mm-hmm.
Got it? Ahora,
Absolutely.
ándale, vamos.
So all these kids start running around looking for the person in white.
And I'm looking around too, of course.
While you're running around, you probably at some point, I mean, they're both probably readily available if you choose.
Yeah. Well, I'll find Carla May first, and I
Okay.
go, hey.
Well, I'm with Rowena
Oh,
at the moment.
okay.
So we're having breakfast or something.
Mimosas.
Yes.
It's brunch.
Wild West mimosas.
Yes.
Which is whiskey.
Whiskey.
And I tip my hat to them. I go, ladies, I am sorry to intrude, but if you could spare a moment of your time, please.
Well, yeah, of course. For a man such as you, of course, I'll come take a moment.
All right, and I just basically just out of earshot, and I go, looks like Red is talking to the man in gray. Came for a visit.
He just showed up.
Just showed up. Was waiting for him to come downstairs. But like we were told, apparently when he is talking to someone, his counterpart can speak to someone as well. So I'm spreading out trying to find them and see if we can maybe ask them some questions about the cave. I was going to solicit assistance in finding this person.
Oh, of course. So I'll go back in.
I'll go find Grianne. Yeah.
Rita, I'm sorry. Senor Domingez has a task for me today, and I'm going to go help him out with that. So I'll come back and visit you later.
Sure, absolutely.
You take good care of Ralph.
Oh, of course.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. If only he'd sleep a little more. Still love him, though.
So I think what Carla would do is kind of check the outskirts of town by, whistle for Strawberry and hop aboard and start riding around the outskirts of town, just kind of looking around perimeter.
Do you have any things to roll for Strawberry to help you with things?
Really, Strawberry doesn't have any sense. Strawberry is a horse that doesn't have any specific magical tracking powers. So no.
Okay.
That's going to be all me. Which probably not that great either.
What are her powers again? What'd she do?
Strawberry?
Yeah.
I mean,
She's pretty.
She's magical. No, she's a spectral horse that I can summon that will come to me whenever I call, and I can ride her, and she's extremely fast.
Okay.
And we have some kind of weird psychic connection, but really it's just a magical horse.
Okay. That's fine.
There's no extra powers outside of this is a magical horse.
Pretty magical horse?
A pretty magical horse that comes when I call her.
Magical. Okay. Good to know.
She can, there's some kind of possibly extent of defense that she can project over me when I'm near her.
Like a magical rainbow bubble of protection?
Yes.
Okay.
That's probably the most magical thing she can do.
Okay. All right.
For the most part, she's just a very fast, cool horse.
Okay.
That talks to me in emotions.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love it too. So much. All right. Excellent. So you're off riding. All the kids in town all are racing to get the nickel. And
I go find Grianne.
Okay.
Well.
You know where she's at, so.
Yeah.
Grianne.
Gustavo, what's up? Do you want some coffee?
Yes, I will take some coffee.
Okay, make some coffee.
But the reason why I'm here, let me explain. No, there's no time. Let me sum up.
It has to be done.
The man in gray is currently talking to Red. We are looking for the man in gray's counterpart to ask him questions about the cave. I was wondering if you could help me try and find them.
Oh, sure. The person in white is super nice. Let's go.
Okay. So we'll start looking around. I already have. You know what? I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I already have Strawberry looking on the outskirts. And
Carla's just along for the ride, I guess. All right.
And I have the kids looking around in town. So maybe we should concentrate in other areas. Maybe they are back in the quarantine zone. I do not know, but it's kind of far away.
That is a little far.
But let's split up. I think that we probably will use our time best if we go in different directions.
Okay, that sounds good. Where are you going to go?
I'm going to head south, past the church over in this area.
Okay.
Towards my ranch. I'm just going to start riding around and looking because the town is pretty much covered. But I don't want to leave too far from the town unless the kids find him.
Yeah, I'll go north because that's where all the creepy stuff is.
Yeah.
And nobody's going that way. And also the quarantine zone is in that direction. So
I'll just retcon. I'll say Carla rides towards the quarantine zone.
Okay.
Gustavo, I'm going to have you roll. Do you like knowledge or?
Not really. But I have a high mind.
Why don't you roll your mind?
Sometimes I do too.
I got a 16 mind. It's his highest stat. I got 2 5s.
All right. It's taken you a while. You've done all these things. It suddenly occurs to you as a good Catholic, what do you do when you want to talk to angels?
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll go to the church.
Not to make it obvious, but
I love that they are literally across the street.
Yeah.
there's the perfect number and the perfect number of them to roll too. It's you've done all this stuff. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Perfect. So you head to the church.
Now that I've split everybody off, I can have a private conversation with the angel myself.
Yeah.
It was all intended.
that was sort of my thinking with going north because that's where the cemetery is, and
Yeah, that
it's,
makes sense.
also kind of a place of
Hallowed ground. I see that.
hallowed ground.
Now that you've blown up Carla and Rowena's nice brunch date, it's fine.
Was it a date? exciting. All right.
For those listening, I made a shrug face.
Meh.
All right.
All right. I go into the church and take off my hat.
And the pastor is there talking with the person in white. And you get a little bit of an amused look from the person in white, looking over the shoulder of the pastor, and just like they look at you, and you know that they know what you've been doing, and they're amused by it. So yeah, they have a pleasant conversation, and the person in white kind of like nods at like they notice you come in, and the pastor like nods, like obviously you're there to speak with not there to speak with them, and they kind of wander off into an office or something somewhere, not the basement of Devil Things, but another room. And the person in white smiles.
The rectory.
Yes. Gustavo, it's nice to see you. It seems that you need me.
Well, I wanted to ask you some questions, since now I understand what the rules are like, and your counterpart is otherwise engaged.
Yes, that was well done.
So, there's Death Clock Cave
Pardon me?
to the north. Look, people name things stupid, but
She looks super amused when you say that. Or I'm sorry, they look super amused when you say that.
there is a cave with what seems to be a very ancient chamber inside.
Oh.
We spoke with a creature
Yes.
who said that it was responsible for the situation with the animals.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could help me shed some light into what that thing is and how scared I should be, because Very right now is a very good option.
Yes, very is a very good option. It is an unpredictable force. I am not an expert in it. It is actually much older than I am. But it is not evil, but it is not good. It is a creature, if you can call it a creature, a being would be more precise, of what it wishes. It is greatly affected by those who believe in it. I don't know what details it gave you, but it is a thing powered by human belief. And as such, what people believe about it has great power in it. It's a complicated concept for a mortal, I'm sure.
How different is it from this? Pointing at the church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look very amused when you say that. Yeah. I don't know if my father would like me discussing that particular point with you.
Look, I do not want to get you in trouble with Don Chuy, so
I appreciate that.
Mira,
I like you very much, Gustavo.
but you seem very pleasant too.
Thank you.
But you have to understand.
No, I do. It's a difficult position, and you're just trying to protect your town.
Oh no, I just feel like one of my sheep.
They nod, like, understandingly.
This thing says that there is a competing entity who wishes who seeks to harness the same power that they are attempting to harness.
The power of human belief.
Yes, and it would seem that there's a woman in red who seems to be visiting the Winchesters, who we suspect to be that counterpart. Is that assumption correct?
I do not know that.
She seems shiny and new, is what everybody tells me. I don't even know what that means.
Everything seems shiny and new to me in your world. Unfortunately, us, cosmic entities, if you will, human belief is a finite resource. And as me and my counterparts do, we compete for for lack of a better term, souls. We are only one of the more recent additions that are doing this. If there are older beings that have woken up, and they may have a very similar arrangement, I would not know, or not presume to decide which would be the right one for you to back.
Exactly how old are these things? They are from an age far beyond our calendar. You are aware of the function I serve and the peoples who are responsible.
Of course.
If they say they are old as you say, if they are as old as you say they are from a bygone age. They are from a period before the dawn of man.
Indeed.
Everything I understand, they're not supposed to be here. This is an aberration, an abomination. Their time has passed. They should release themselves into the void.
I think you will find that just like mortals, cosmic beings are no more willing to give up on ourselves or our existence. For all our grandeur, like you said earlier, that you feel like one of your sheep, we all feel like sheep to something else. And none of us like giving up power.
That is a concept of much depth that I must think upon more.
This is why I like you.
I guess ultimately what I want to ask you is, there are things happening here at this nexus that seem to be world-altering, possibly?
Indeed, that is why we've come.
And I want some clarity as to what my role in that is.
As you know, you have free will. If you're asking me if you have a destiny that is to be fulfilled, I can't. The future is ever changing. You are what you are meant to be. If you are asking me if you have a role to play in something that is yet to come, that will be based on many small forks in the road ahead of you. You are a great man with great friends who can do many things. But if you're looking for a sure answer to what you should do, that I cannot give you. That should neither surprise nor please you.
No, one becomes accustomed to this.
Yes, they do.
I feel like I am an ant trying to move a mountain, and it is a situation of great despair. There was a time where I was very secure in my place in the world, and now that security is fleeting.
Well, Gustavo, like the ant, alone you cannot do much, but you do have your friends, and with numbers you can accomplish many things.
Is there someone here that can help me in entering the Winchester Manor? Simple yes or no.
I could help you. But you know the balance that must be maintained. And I cannot tell you what benefit would come to those you oppose if I help you, for I do not know.
I do believe you to be benevolent. And my
Why, thank
instincts
you.
are usually fairly good about these things.
They are.
The creature in the cave I do not trust. It's hers, whatever. Its motivations are alien, and when he looked at me much again, I felt like one of my sheep.
but this time in front of a wolf instead of a shepherd. Their motivations are selfish. Whether that means they will hurt anyone, I cannot tell you.
I'm reaching out to everybody else. Is there anything else that you think that I should try to cover with this guy before I end the scene?
Carla's all like, I don't know much about this flim flam.
Yeah.
Do you wish for my help, Gustavo?
I think that I would reserve asking you for your assistance until I have exhausted every other avenue.
No, it is here if you wish it, but the balance must be kept between me and my counterpart.
Yeah, I come from a world of sacrifice. I understand that there are prices to be paid for everything. But
See what your friend can do with my counterpart. If he can somehow gain a boon, I may also give one. But it may come at a price. It will come at a price.
these are recurrent themes. Is he in any danger from your counterpart?
They just get a very sad look on their face. Not bodily danger. He will not be harmed physically. By my counterpart specifically. But it may already be too late for other things.
That makes me sad. But we all choose our path.
Indeed.
Is there a name I can call you?
Gabe is simple.
And I basically, with a flourish, do a bow. This is, you have been most kind. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for yours. Gustavo, you should know your family are well taken care of. And they are at peace and happy.
His lip quivers. And he goes, I wish them someday to repay your kindness. And he sort of like takes a step backwards while still facing, sort of like does a sigh. He's holding his hat tightly in his hands, and he turns around and goes out the door.
Okay. Ooh, that was a good scene. All right.
Motherfucker, talking to angels is not Maldicia! All right. I am going to go to the saloon.
Okay.
And I'm basically going to, facing the back of the guy, I'm just going to sort of go at you.
He's pointing at his head.
Right.
I'm going to say that as you go by, like the kids run by and you see Carla May on Strawberry, and you're like, hey, I already found the person in white. And so they kind of wave off the mad search, and the kids are like, "Aww!"
I buy everybody a stick of candy.
Okay,
at the general store.
they're very excited about that.
Ooh, some candy.
Licorice, they're very
Yeah.
happy. Cool. Okay, so you walk into the saloon. I'm going to say that both Grania and Carla May, you got the message, like, okay, no more searching. I don't want you like continuing to search. So you guys have a choice now whether you want to also enter the saloon or whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, if I haven't gone out of town too far, I'll probably just head back in.
Okay.
I mean, there's no indication that the saloon was an important place at this moment for Carla, I think, and she
I mean, you see Gustavo as he walks by, so you see him heading towards the saloon. You can also, if you don't want to, like, it may not be the most subtle thing for everyone suddenly to pile in the saloon door. Hey,
Yeah. I'm going to go back, actually, to the the boarding house
Okay.
and probably like sit on the porch because I can see the saloon from there.
Okay.
'Cause you're right, like we're all running into the saloon if we know that the man in gray is in there with Red. Like that's gonna be real.
Oh, but
obvious.
really, I actually just walk in and I
Yeah.
sort of like look at Red and I just give him a wink and sort of give him a knowing look. Job done.
I'm going back to finish my breakfast.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, breakfast sounds good. I'll order some breakfast.
Excellent. Yeah, and Lenora is happy to make you whatever they have on the menu there.
Chilaquiles.
Probably.
Delicious.
Best.
Potatoes and corn. That's what you get to eat.
Also delicious.
Yes. So the man is gray and is sipping on his top shelf whiskey with Red.
So, what are you doing here? Again, I imagine if you came here to look for me, you took your sweet time signaling that you wanted to talk to me. So I don't think I'm the only thing on your docket.
No.
Come on, just between us friends.
Friends. No, of course. I mean, I was actually a bit surprised to see you in this hole in the wall in the middle of the West. I would think someone with your particular talents would be in a much bigger city. Why are you not in New York or San Francisco?
I've got my reasons.
I'm sure you do.
Just trying to make the best of the time I've got left.
And that is here. Don't think that you could get more bang for your buck in a city with actual money? I mean, you did pay enough for those talents you've got.
Let's just say I'm in for the long con.
All right, that's fair. I can definitely respect that.
So, what brings you here? I'm sure you have plenty more clients ripe for the picking in one of them big cities.
Yeah, well, my associates can handle that day-to-day business. As you well know, though you may try to play dumb, there are bigger things happening in this city than the dusty, small-town atmosphere would lead one to believe.
And how is Harlan Winchester?
Oh, Harlan Winchester is a small fry. I can get things I want from him for small prices. But what's happening here is beyond old man's capability to comprehend.
Well, why don't you tell me what's going on? Maybe you could use some help. Take some time off my sentence.
Are you offering your services to me?
I am simply just having a conversation.
Oh. It seemed for a moment you were offering to help.
I'm just trying to get an idea of the quickest way to get you on your way.
Oh. And that's how you treat your friends, is it?
Well, again, I don't think that you want to stay here any more than I do, but I'm here for a long con.
Well, I don't have to sleep in that room upstairs, so I'm probably a bit more comfortable than you are. About this time, going back to Kimi the GM, this is when you see
I get the-
Gustavo walk in,
Okay.
and it's behind the man in gray.
I'll shoot Gustavo a look. I'm going to try and get a read on Gustavo.
Do it.
Yeah.
He is like transmitting thoughts.
He's trying. Yeah.
Thinking real
It
loud.
was
Right.
super low.
Your eyes are so loud, Gustavo. Those are my hard dice. That's my wiggle dice.
Extra difficulties because I'm thinking in Spanish.
Oh, Jesus.
That's amazing.
So be 4 10s.
4 10s, perfect. You absolutely can get a read on whatever Gustavo's trying to tell you.
right.
Gustavo, what are you trying to tell him?
I tell him basically that I spoke to the person in white. They basically affirmed what we know about the creature in the cave, and it suggested that perhaps you might be able to get more information out of Man in Gray.
I'll
Did you say information or a boon?
A boon. Sorry, you're right. A boon, because if he grants you a boon, they will be able to grant us another.
Mm-hmm.
To balance things out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will down my whiskey, order another round from Lenora. Now, things have been a little slow here, and I'm not opposed to the idea of making some kind of deal. Maybe a way of getting into the Winchester compound. I'd like to see what he's hiding in there.
Oh, that can be arranged easy enough. I mean, you simply need to procure an item that old man Winchester would be interested in, and I'm happy to provide such an interesting item at an appropriate cost.
And what cost would that be?
Well, it depends on the item.
I mean, I don't need a high-end item, something just to get my foot in the door.
Well, I mean, you don't have much left to offer me yourself, but I have noticed that you have some mighty charming friends. I mean, I'm sure that they could, well, they are all very impressive. Like, who wouldn't need a little bit more talent or a little bit more luck? Can anybody have enough gold? Maybe the gold wants to stick around a bit, or maybe they want, I don't know, their father back, or, I don't know, their family back. There's always something somebody wants.
See, I would think that'd be too easy for you. I would think that you, being a man of chance and a man of games, would like to see two of his own compatriots, associates, going at it. I would think that you'd want me to get my foot in the door at the Winchester Manor, just to see what happens.
Well, I would. But if I can get you and someone else of your friends who also then would be in my debt to then see what happens, it's like going into a game with a bigger pile of chips.
Well, I can't make any deals for them.
Of course not. That's why I'm here waiting for you. I figure you can put in a good word. I mean, they trust you, right?
Despite my warnings, they seem to.
That's the thing I love about you humans.
Couldn't play you for it, could I?
For an item to take to Mr. Winchester? What would you put down on the table? I don't need your money. And as much as I love Lenora's service over there, another drink ain't gonna do it. It's a mighty fine horse your friend rides.
Again, not mine to deal away.
I mean,
That's right, it's not.
it is to save the town, and your friend does want to get into the Winchester mansion mighty bad.
I did not think of an exit strategy. I've made a huge mistake.
Says every person who's talked to the devil in
Right.
Ever. Ever.
Oh, this was ill-advised. I just wanted to live deliciously.
Wake up in the morning going, I know what I'm going to do.
I have an idea and I don't know if it's going to work.
Do it. Do it.
All right. Lenora, can you get me a whiskey glass and a large water glass. 2 large water glasses, actually.
Laura kind of nods and does so.
Okay. My wager to you, my friend, is that I can drink 2 glasses of this water before you can finish the whiskey in this glass. The rules of the wager are I get to finish 1 glass before you pick up your glass. The other rule is you cannot touch my glasses.
All right.
If I win, you get me that item.
All right. That seems amusing enough.
And if I lose, I will put in a mighty good word with one of my friends of my choice.
A word isn't going to be quite enough for that wager.
Well, that's all I can offer. I can't make deals for them. I can bring them to the table, but I can't make them drink.
Well, I have the deed to part of you, but I haven't collected yet. So we could just speed up that timetable, because that is in your power. If you lose, you come with me. I mean, it's just water, right? You can't drink it that slow.
Done.
All right.
Okay, so here's how this goes down.
God damn it, Joey. How do we decide who drinks water faster?
Oh, no.
Oh no!
No.
This is classic.
Yeah.
I know what you're up to.
So, Red takes the first glass of water,
Okay.
downs the water,
Okay.
takes the empty water glass, and puts it over his whiskey glass.
Ah! All right. Nice.
And then I finish my water.
Okay. Very nice. The devil looks amused.
Stupid devil.
I am actually going to have us roll for that.
He's like, God damn it, it's that violin thing all over again.
I'm going to have us roll, like, coordination or something.
Okay.
Super basic. If you want to perform if you want to do, like, perform or charm, that's fine, too.
No, actually, my coordination's better.
Okay, perfect.
Just straight coordination?
Yeah, unless you have...
Can I add my knowledge of gambling?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I have 2 hard dice in coordination.
Nice.
Nice.
Should have statted up the devil. I didn't think about that.
Now, how can you spell willpower?
Right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I might be spending willpower. I only have 2 10s. Give me 2 hard dice. Those are 2 10s.
Oh, for those of you who do not watch this on video, I am so sorry because Kimmy's face after she rolled those dice was priceless.
It's very, very good. I'm going to open up the willpower part of the book.
Yep, we're going to do that. We're going to...
Okay.
How many willpower to spend to make a reroll?
Well, I think you can add a dice. Let me look at it again.
I don't think you can reroll, actually.
No, you can't
No, I know
reroll,
you
but
don't.
you can.
I was joking. But
Yeah. Spending willpower. You can increase a single ability by 1 die per game session by spending willpower points. And you can do it in a crisis, which we will consider this a crisis
yeah,
moment.
I think it's a crisis.
This is a good one. I think that's to improve your character permanently, though. I think you can spend a willpower, like, in just a moment of, like, passion.
Which this definitely
Just
is.
a
Yeah.
moment of passion, absolutely. This is a very good moment.
Ooh, there's Guinness. What's that? I said, ooh, there's Guinness.
That'd be so fun.
In the roll phase, you can spend a willpower to gain 1 bonus die, just as if you took extra time for an action. And it's a 2-die cap, so you can spend 1 willpower for dice.
Okay.
So, and I'll let you, since you should have known that ahead of time. You can go ahead and roll if you want to spend 1 or 2 willpower to get extra dice. You can roll them.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'll spend 2 willpower to get.
Okay.
So I had 1 banked times into 6.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You good dice, boys. That
You got
3 10s. Oh God.
Nice.
Oh Lord.
saved it. Yeah, I rolled 3 6s. So you needed
Oh,
to.
you rolled 666 for the devil.
I did.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
That's why my face got all crazy.
Oh my God. I'd go back and look at that now because I was so focused on my dice. Like, why am I not seeing any other 10s?
They do
So
not exist.
perfect.
Oh,
So
my
good.
God.
But now, because the number of matches you have is your speed, so now our speed is matched. But since you rolled 10s, you did a better job of it.
All right.
So
Yay!
you beat the devil with 3 10s when they had 3 6s. And I swear to God, I'm taking a picture of my dice. Like, I'm not kidding. Like,
That's
so good.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, because I had a die pool. I was like pulling from the die pool. It was 6 and a 6 and a 6. So good.
I need more whiskey after that.
Amazing.
I'm gonna need a minute.
All right. So yeah, you beat the devil at your gamble, and that was a fantastic fucking moment. I swear to God, Magic are dice in RPGs. They give you what you're supposed to have. Like,
Yes,
it's
that
amazing.
is amazing.
yeah. So so you beat the devil.
Yeah.
And the devil
Well,
looks.
looks like I win.
I think I did too good a job with you, son. All right. Well, deal is a deal, and he like reaches into his coat and pulls out. I'm trying to decide what it will be. It's going to be a coin,
Okay.
and it looks kind of like scratched up. You can't really make it out, like what the original mold on it was. You can kind of tell it like maybe it was a person, but it's like scratched out. One side has a big like X on it, and here you go.
No, when he asked me about this, what should I tell him? What is it?
It's an unholy artifact of pretty significant power. Someone got paid it for some betrayal a long
damn.
time
No,
ago.
I was gonna ask silver coin.
It is.
Yeah.
Could it be Denari?
Maybe. You can't tell anymore. It's old.
Well then, I think this will do nicely.
It should definitely get his attention. Well done. I'm proud of you.
I'm glad I didn't disappoint. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've also learned to know when to walk away. So I will be seeing you.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. I've got that little rush of adrenaline
Right?
from like good moments. All right.
No one to hold him.
Yeah. All right, there you go. And he just stays and he sips on his whiskey as you gracefully and energetically leave the tavern.
Yep.
I can't believe I rolled 3 6s. This is so good.
It's very good.
I'm not even going to re-roll his die. They're just going to stay over here now.
It's just that they retired.
Retired forever. All right. What do you do?
Weep. I see Grianne on the porch of the boarding house.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and approach.
All right.
So, remember our friend in gray?
Oh yeah, couldn't forget that man.
Well, I just beat him at his own game.
You did?
You
How
like
did you do
coins,
that?
right?
I do like coins.
Take a look at this.
Ooh, shiny.
Do you do the thing with like your fingers?
Oh,
or-
totally.
Yeah.
I got the coordination. Let's do it.
Nice.
I'll take kind of a closer look at it and
Bite it.
not bite it.
Yeah.
No, it's not gold, so she's not like I want that.
Yeah.
But
You definitely sense like there's power on this thing.
yeah, it feels pretty magical.
This could be our ticket into the Winchester Manor. Maybe try to get some more information on that lady in red.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think Gustavo was still in the saloon when I left. I didn't look because I needed to get out of there.
Well, that's fair.
Maybe we should rally the troops, meet somewhere.
Do you want me to go get him?
If you wouldn't mind.
Sure thing. Have a seat, Red.
I will do that. Thank you much.
Hands him some coffee with whiskey in it. Just giving that to everybody today. You just settle on in a little bit. I'll be back in a minute. And head off to the saloon.
Nice.
He's looking a little pale.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
So I assume Gustavo is in the saloon.
Yep.
Okay.
So, where did you go back to breakfast with Carla?
I did. I am ready to have breakfast with Rowena.
All right.
I have been ready.
All right. Where are you having breakfast?
Oh, just in their kitchen.
Okay.
And I assume Ralph is just sprinting around the kitchen like a madman.
He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. His tail's wagging. He's actually kind of being a little naughty.
Oh.
Like at one point when someone
Uh-oh.
turns and like is cooking something else, he like puts his paws up on the counter and grabs something off the counter. And he hasn't done that in a long time, like ages.
Okay. So, Rowena, you ever think of getting out of this town?
Well, all the time, but it's hard for women to procure employment sometimes, and I like the children here. It's a nice place.
Oh, I'm sure the children are wonderful, but don't you ever worry about all the plagues and animal death and whatnot?
I mean, it's the frontier, so, I mean, at least we're not regularly, having to deal with the problems in a city, but we have our own challenges.
So you're not interested in the city? A place like San Francisco could probably use a teacher or two, I imagine.
That's true. I hadn't really thought about it, honestly. Been here for so long and bonded with the kids. If I found a good position in San Francisco, that would be nice. A governess would probably be much higher pay than I am now.
Probably so. Just been thinking that when my business here in town is done, I might head west and check out one of those big cities on the coast.
Are you asking me to go with you, Carla?
Well, be nice to have a friend along the way for the road.
Well, let me think about it. I'd have to make sure everyone was all right here without me. I'd like to make sure that the kids had another schoolmistress before I left. I wouldn't want them to get behind in their learning.
Oh, of course.
But that's an intriguing offer. I think I would like to see San Francisco. Have you been there? What is it like?
Oh, I haven't been there myself. Been making my way through the frontier for the past 10 years or so, but
I know it's Strawberry. Do you think she'd like it in a stall? She couldn't just run free in San Francisco.
well,
Watch her.
You try and stop her.
Nobody puts Strawberry in a corner.
Strawberry is a singular horse, and
She is that indeed. I don't know much about horses, but she's a very fine one.
I don't know, maybe there comes a time where Strawberry doesn't need me anymore.
She looks like surprised at that, but doesn't really say anything.
Anyway, that's all I'm sure far, far in the future for either of us, but
Well, if you're serious about that, I will start inquiring about another schoolmistress here.
well, all right.
All right.
And that's
She smiles, yeah.
That's when Grania enters the saloon, looking for Gustavo.
Oh, did you come to get
Oh, no, I went to the saloon.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to interrupt your breakfast.
Mimosas.
You can now.
Well, yeah, why doesn't she? Well, then why don't I go send off a letter from the post office? And then church/bank or whatever we said that are.
Well, you know who's going to be delivering that letter in 2 days anyway.
Right,
so-
exactly. But she still has to do it the right way.
Yeah.
You don't actually take letters from people. You get the bags full of it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So she
But yeah, I'll leave as well, and I'll
Okay.
head. I'll head down the road, and I suppose I'll see Grianne heading into the saloon as I exit.
And just as Grania enters the saloon, the man in gray exits and nods her, "Ma'am."
What's up, sir?
Kind of smirks and then like walks off to his horse and then gets on his horse and heads out.
He walks in and sits down next to Gustavo. I don't think I like that guy.
I know I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't like him.
It's a smell of brimstone. It's always off-putting.
I mean, it's fine.
Chilaquiles?
Ooh, yeah, thank you. Just starts eating and like mid-mouthful is like, so Red looks pretty pale. He's hanging out on the porch. You got this really cool coin though from that guy that I don't like.
Oh, okay. Also, I managed to get something. That's very good.
We should probably not leave him alone. He looked a little shaken up.
Okay.
Just digging into
Todavía no
food.
termino.
Breakfast.
No me dejan-
Saving my friend.
No me pueden dejar tranquilo para un mimón. Caray. All right, let's go.
Your breakfast is mostly gone anyway because
no.
Grania ate it. She must have a hollow leg or something.
Right as Carla opens the... Oh, you burst out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh.
Carla! We were
I-
just going to come find you.
So you found the friend you were looking for?
I did.
Oh,
Get anything
oh
interesting?
yeah. I do want to hear about that.
Let's move over here and talk about that.
Really this way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Wander back over to the porch where we won't look suspicious.
Not at all.
Well, there's just like, I assume there's 4 nice rocking chairs on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all just sitting in a line, rocking on the rocking chair.
There's actually 5, but you can use 4 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Excellent.
Nobody sits in Hepzibah's.
No.
Mm.
Well, in our conversation, the person in white confirmed what we know about the entity in the cave. It is incredibly ancient, and its motivations are completely alien and selfish, and we should be somewhat suspicious.
Yeah, so like my friends.
Very much so, yes. Very capricious, I think that's the right word? Hey, whatever.
Seems reasonable.
And what they suggested was that if we cut a deal with her counterpart in gray, she would conversely have the ability to grant us a boon as well. And then from what I was told, you managed
That means
to...
since you got the coin, we can get something else?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Coin?
Get a shiny coin. It's not gold.
No. Flip it. Knuckle roll. Toss it to Carla.
What's this good for? Besides buying yourself at least a decent bottle of whiskey.
Can buy yourself a treason, apparently.
Or a way into the Winchester mansion,
That too.
because it's magic.
Carla is very excited. I'd say she flips it when you say gets you in the Winchester mansion. She snatches it.
Like, I'm not gonna let that in the air anymore.
That's it. This gets us in.
If we can talk our ways of Harlan Winchester, it is a mystical item of unholy origin,
So you're saying we're still going to talk our way in here?
but at least it gets us our foot in the door.
It might get us an invite, which is
All we need.
the key.
I'm gonna have you move your mic inside. And do you have the cover thing for it?
Oh, yeah, it probably fell off somewhere.
All right, the rest of you can keep talking. You're muted though.
There it is.
Although I'm a little dubious as if it's going to secure all of us an invite.
Then perhaps we can parlay our second boon into some method by which whoever gets in might be able to deactivate these wards.
Mm-hmm. Deactivate the wards. Okay. Alternatively, another magical item wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing.
Depends on the nature.
No,
of the
but I think
magical
my
item.
deal's going to work once. I don't think he'll fall for that
No.
again.
Oh no, we get
I mean-
another one from the other. entity.
Oh, I see.
From the person in white.
You know,
Yes.
all these
If the
cosmic
man-
entities that we've been talking
If
to
the
are
man
on
in
Tuesday.
gray gave you an item, perhaps his counterpart can give us an item.
But as I see it right now, I feel like the Don here is the one most likely able to secure an invite with something of this stature.
I am not very well known for dealing in these kind of things. There are other people that might have access to. There are people that might be better at stealing stuff that have a reputation for it. I don't know who that is, but it is not me.
Yes, but you're a wealthy man. People expect you to gain access to certain items.
I have worked very hard to keep the expectations of myself very low. And that protects me from a great many things. It is a status I would be hesitant to let go.
Now, it's clear that Mr. Winchester is familiar with the man in gray. If we were to show ourselves to be equally in league with the man in gray, that may get him to be more open with us and get us more than just the invite inside.
True. And if not, maybe you can rummage around in his brain a little.
If I can get
While
that
we're in
close,
there.
which hopefully I will.
With a little luck, maybe.
I like the way you think.
I mean, you could always... It's a coin, right?
It
You
is.
could have won it in a game of chance, which you did.
Right.
So it's reasonable you might have it.
Which is also, I have found that a lie works best when couched within a truth.
Mm-hmm.
And simply because you have a power does not mean that others may not have something similar. This person is obviously someone who collects artifacts of power and has abilities and the ability to ward a large space. He could be able to sense your deception.
Or he's got enough money to pay people to ward his house for him.
Or maybe he just keeps somebody on the side. I'm just saying, we have no idea what to expect once we go in there. And once we're in there, we are literally on the spider's web. I do not like making plans without creating an exit strategy before developing the plan.
Maybe, instead of asking our friend in white for a way in, we should ask them for a way out.
I like you very much. I like your face and I like the way you think.
Oh, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Gustavo.
Oh, really? I thought I've always been nice to you. You're very nice. But maybe that is some. I will attempt to secure this. Are we in agreement?
Sounds like a good plan as any.
Sounds like a solid
Sounds
plan
fine
for
to me as long as I get in that mansion.
I have a little backup plan homework to do, I think.
Okay. Sounds cryptic. I like it.
On brand.
So I'm going to go back to the church and see if I can find my buddy again. Is he
Alright.
still there?
They are not,
Okay.
but
They are not.
yeah.
My bad.
Okay. It's sometimes hard to remember imaginary people and exactly what all the imaginary people's pronouns are. But I appreciate your effort on that.
I'm trying.
Me too.
Let's see.
I have to remember all their personalities and voices too. It's hard.
I go to the priest
Okay.
and I go, "Good afternoon. I am sorry that I did not say hello to you when I visited before. I got caught in a conversation. It was very rude of me."
Oh, it's understandable. It's interesting when you talk to that person. Like, they sometimes say things that just get you thinking. And I myself was rude. I did not greet you. I just wandered off, thinking and pondering what they'd said.
I am so engrossed in the same situation that there was another question that I wished to ask, but I simply forgot. I was wondering, could you pass this on? And I give them my calling card to them and say that if you see them again, and let them know that I would be much obliged if they would come see me.
Yes, no, absolutely. I'd be happy to. It's funny. They have the strangest way of just showing up when I'm praying right now. It's the funniest thing. Although I don't mind the interruption when it's them. But I will pass this on. Thank you, Gustavo.
Right. And now I have been hit on the head with a hint, and I will sit down and I will begin to pray.
Clue by 4.
Yes.
Clue by 4. Exactly.
No problem. Funny enough, the minute you start to pray, you hear the door open behind you. And then the nice quality boots across the floor.
And I'm going through my rosaries.
Yeah.
And they walk up and they go, okay, done.
There's a smile on their face. Of course.
Well, if you're going to do anything, you might as well do it right.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems that your friend was successful.
He is very clever.
Yes, he must be to outwit old Nick.
And as we had spoken before, he has secured a method for us to gain entry to the Winchester house.
Mm-hmm.
We would like to ask for you to be able to give us a method of leaving the place once we're in.
Oh, that is very wise. Well done.
That's not me. I credit where credit is due. Grianne all the way.
Well, that is very honest of you. Well done. The Winchester house is warded by many things, but this is me pausing, not them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think fast as a GM. I know what it's going to be. They're going to reach into their coat and they're going to pull out a white feather. I'm going to hand it to you.
Mm-hmm.
When it is time for you to fly, that will get you to wherever you need to be. However, you all must be in contact with it at the same time or one will be left behind. And it will only work once.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You've earned it.
It has not been unpleasant dealing with you.
I appreciate that. And I say the same for you.
I will return to my friends now. We have much to prepare.
Godspeed, Gustavo.
Vaya con Dios.
They're going to nod at the priest and then walk out themselves.
All right. So I'm going to go back out. Are they still out at the porch or
Nope.
are they separate?
They are not there.
Okay.
Don't know where they went. Magic.
Magic.
All good. Then,
And the feather that they handed you, it's the most, it doesn't feel like a regular feather. The part that holds it together that usually feels kind of hollow, that feels completely solid. It looks like a regular feather, but it feels like it's made of metal. It's so strong. But then when you touch the floofy part, the plumage, the floofy part, it just feels like the softest material the softest thing you've ever pet. And you've pet Strawberry.
We've pet a lot of things in this game.
Yeah, there's lots of petting happening.
Just well pets.
Yeah.
it's like a Western Pokemon.
Gotta pet them all.
Yep.
Pet them all.
Yep.
That is my goal. Okay, so then I am going to leave word at the saloon that I'm heading back to my ranch if anybody's looking for me.
Okay.
And I'm going to ride back home.
There you go.
I am going to go and hopefully Hepzibah is less grumpy. And
Took a nap.
yeah. Chat with her because she promised to teach me some magic.
She did. There's lots of magic there's been lots of coffee throughout the day, and she had a nice conversation and a nap. And
Yeah.
animals are not dying anymore, so
Nope.
she's in a good mood.
Animals are doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Parenthesis, though, I got a quick question.
Okay.
Just because I want to know how it works.
Okay.
Did what Red do actually gain him back any willpower since he won, or is it impossible to gain back willpower on an event that you spent willpower on?
Yeah, you can't immediately regain the willpower when you spend it.
That's what I figured.
But through the heroic events and things coming up, he may gain it back.
Cool.
Because that would be a little like,
Yeah.
you spent it, but you
mean,
won.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go. And you spent 2 willpower, right?
2, yeah.
Yeah.
I had 8, and then I went down to 6.
Yeah, and it's not base willpower, so it's something that can fluctuate more.
Okay.
Okay.
Duly noted. All right. So I'll go and find Hepzibah.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Hepzibah.
Well, hi, Grania. How are you?
Doing pretty well. You know, the animals aren't sick anymore.
I did notice that. Well done. What did you do?
Well, I didn't do it. The Death Clock Cave folks did. Remember I talked a blue streak at you last night when I got home?
Oh, right.
About-
I forgot you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the very
Oh.
shiny person we met
Yes.
in the cave.
I took a nap. I'm just waking up.
I understand. It was a lot.
Yeah. It hasn't been 2 weeks for me. It's been 2 weeks for the GM.
Yeah. The what now?
Yeah. Right, exactly.
So, also, it seems my friend Red has gotten us away, possibly into the Winchester mansion.
Oh, excellent. Very good. You best be careful when you're going in there.
Yes, I have another friend working on a way out. But I did come across some information that that mansion is magically warded.
Oh, yes.
So the only way in is to get an invite. But then once you're in, I'm assuming the only way out is to be let out.
Maybe. You'd be surprised how dumb people are when it comes to protecting things. Often they're more worried about people getting in than getting out.
That's a good point, which comes to my question. Is there any way to de-ward a thing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's hard to do from the outside, though. Like, if it's protected, you have to think of it, I don't know, like a shield of old. Like, if you're
Okay.
trying to disarm someone and take their shield off, going in from the front, there's all the protection. There's the actual shield. But if you're going in from the back, you can, that's where their arm is. You can hack their arm off, whatever.
Or
So,
like, if you're in a large wooden rabbit or something, you get them to bring it in and then you leap out.
yes. All
My
right.
mom told me a story one time. It was very amusing.
Yes, sounds very amusing.
Okay, so what you're saying is if somebody knew how to break a ward and got into a place that was warded, then they could do it, break the ward, and then others could get in as
Yeah,
well.
most likely the wards are coming from the inside. Something in there or someone inside the building is probably warding the place. Like I said, people are more worried with people getting in than they are with getting out.
That's a good point. What would you have to look for?
It'd have to be active. It'd have to be pretty close to the center of whatever's protected. So if the whole house is protected, it would have to be something near the center of the house.
Okay.
It'd have to be something pretty powerful, so you'd probably be able to sense it.
Oh, okay.
Not everyone would, but you're a smart girl, magic when you see it.
Sure do.
If it's a person, they'll have to be concentrating.
Okay.
Or focusing in some way. Or if it's an item that someone has activated, that will be harder to find.
Right.
But, again, you'll be able to sense it. If it's something powerful enough to constantly power a house, cover
that's
a
a big
whole
house.
It's a big house. Then it's going to be something that you're going to have to notice. And, like you'll be able to feel that.
Okay. And a person would be more obvious.
Very obvious. They're going to be chanting or concentrating or meditating or something. You'll see it.
I mean, if it's always warded, it seems less likely that it's a person because you'd think they'd need a break every now and then.
Exactly.
Unless he's got a team of people.
That's a possibility.
That's disturbing.
That is very disturbing.
All right. So then you just have to destroy or the thing or interrupt the person?
Yeah.
Okay.
There can be some blowback if you do that. But,
like
anytime you destroy something powerful, there might be blowback, depending on what it is.
Okay.
I
Like-
mean,
Like a strong wind or like dynamite?
it depends on the thing. Any of those.
Oh, okay. Note to self, wear my leather coat.
Good idea.
Okay. Well, that's something to think about. I wonder where the center of the house is.
Do you know anyone who knows the house real well?
Pointing
I mean,
at it. It's the mill.
I mean, if someone's done some reconnaissance and, like, really paid attention to the layout of the house, they'd probably know where the center of the house was.
yeah, that's true.
If you know any people like that.
I might know a person or two that was real interested in the structure of that house.
That would be very helpful at this point in time.
All right. That's some good information to think about. Thank you, Hepzibah.
You are very welcome.
For people listening, I'm dancing.
I can give you maybe some good luck charms or anything, but unfortunately, I can't give you advice on how to destroy it necessarily, not knowing what it is.
Well, that's true. You know, are there like some common types of wards?
Many types as there are magic, there's that many
Yeah.
types of wards.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
Well,
Iron is a good bet often.
okay.
If there's something super powerful, if you can cover it with iron, I mean, there are exceptions. If the thing itself is iron, that probably would just amplify it. That would be bad.
That's not good.
You know, but, I mean, especially your type of magic, Fae and their kin don't like iron much.
That's true, they don't.
So that's a fairly safe bet. But there's so many different things.
Huh. If they don't like iron much, why do they like blood sacrifice? It's a weird question, I'm sorry. Just crossed my mind.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Hepzibah has not studied biology or chemistry. She doesn't know.
Alright then. Well, I'm off to ask a lady with a horse about a house.
Oh, hey. She hands you the same glasses she gave Red earlier, the glasses that have the stones instead of lenses. This might help you see anything if you're looking for something.
Oh, alright. I'll put these on once I get in. They probably won't let me in with them on.
No, probably not.
Yep.
It's also not smart to ride a horse with them unless you're blind already.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I don't think my horse would like that. Alright, well, I'll leave you to your afternoon, but thank you.
Thank you. I'll make sure there's coffee when you get back.
Thank you.
I mean, if you get back. When you get back.
Will.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Not encouraging.
She's a realist when it comes to magic.
Yeah.
All right. Everything you want to do? You're looking at me like everything you want to do.
Oh, it's one. I was thinking it's just me and Red hanging out now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That coin you got. You mind if I take another look at it?
Just be careful with it.
I'm just going to inspect it, get every detail I can get of it, like,
Okay.
so that if I were to describe it to somebody later, I'd be able to do an extremely vivid description of this.
You're absolutely able to do that. And in fact, when you look at it, it's like strangely like you mark it. It's not like a regular coin. You like don't pay attention. Like you look at it, and it for some reason like it seems significant. I don't know if anyone's explained what it is to you or if you figured it out. But even without knowing what it is, like it's something that you kind of like look at twice. I'm starting to talk with an accent even when I'm out of character.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, that's right. That's all right. Let's go
All
ahead.
right, there's
and-
like a sound, and it's driving me nuts. I'm sorry. I'm going to mute everyone for just a second. Will everyone push their mic cable in, like on the thing that looks like a lightsaber? Just push it together and see if anyone's was unplugged. Okay, just make sure all the connections. Yeah, make sure your headphone things are not touching your mic. Maybe it's just my imagination. I might be crazy. All right, I'm unmuting. All right, there we go. Trying again.
I take the coin and I hand it back to Red. So, Red, who do you think should be the one to get the invite?
Well, I feel like someone who's believable to Harlan as being someone who deals in this kind of thing is going to do the best to get inside. Clearly, this kind of work is a bit underhanded. So I don't know if someone with Gustavo's reputation is going to be necessarily believable as our front man. He has been suspicious of you, but if we make it look like you were interested in him because you were dealing in a similar situation, that might work to get you inside. And I'd have no problem going with you to supply with any information that you need. Just a thought.
Well, what else got going on this afternoon? How about we head on down right now? And get this ball rolling, so to speak.
I like the plan, but we don't have an exit strategy.
Oh, I'm sure that'll work itself out. I think we should...
As someone who just dealt with not having an exit strategy...
Incredibly recently.
I like where your head is at, but let's not go in half-cocked. Believe me, I understand the chomping at the bit, and being so close to what you want, you can taste it.
Horse's champ.
Champing at the bit.
At the bit.
Thank you for the correction. I understand the champing at the bit. I get that feeling every time I see that bank. But knowing the right time to not waste your chance. That's the key to getting what you want. Otherwise, you'll be in a heap more trouble than you thought you would be.
Well, haven't much found myself in a situation I couldn't get myself out of anyway, so... Not usually something I worry too much about.
Yes, this is one situation you couldn't get yourself into either.
How dare you be right? How dare you throw this in my face?
My failure!
Look, it can't be no harm in just getting the ball rolling, can there?
I think it may not be a bad idea to let on to maybe some of Winchester's folks that we are interested in making a deal. But I wouldn't go marching up to their front door and knocking. Because that's not how people who deal in these things do. It's very underhanded. Not widely spoken about. Otherwise, everybody would do it. We'd be in a heap more trouble than we are in now.
All right, then. Well,
You've been surveying the Winchester place. Any leaks? Anybody we can maybe let on?
I mean, he's got quite a few hands around town, and not all of them have what you'd call an abundance of brains.
I'm sure there's got to be one or two that he would listen to and wouldn't take it as just a tall tale.
Sounds accurate. Big Jim would have been the one I'd go to originally, but I feel like that well may not be one we want to return to.
Why? He had no idea who it was that gabbed him.
Yeah, but he may be suspicious of any folks outside the Winchester family at this moment. Are there any other Winchesters in town that may be dumb?
I mean, he has a large group of cowboys who work for him. They're not necessarily known for their calculus, their equations.
I know a couple of his cowboys. I've had dealings with them before. Maybe I can go talk to one and see if we can set up some kind of initiation.
All right. That sounds like a plan to me. Let's get that ball rolling.
So, yeah, Carla's going to head towards the stable area.
Okay.
Find a Winchester man.
All right. You go there, and there's actually a woman who works for him. She's one of the horse trainers who works on the property, and she looks like she's checking out some of the stock that they've recently gotten at the stables, seeing if there's any horses that they might be interested in.
Do I know her by name?
Sure. Her name is Shelley. Do we have a Shelley already?
We don't have a Shelley.
Okay.
I can also go to my book of names.
Shelley Marie. I already named it. Too late.
Okay.
It's done.
No, I'm just opening it up for future.
Okay. Shelley Marie.
I'm not on Strawberry. I'm just walking in as a normal person, not on a magic horse today.
I mean, she's clocked Strawberry. Like anyone who knows
Well,
anything
everyone
about horses,
has.
yeah,
They all know that she's a good horse.
very good horse.
Miss Murray, good morning.
Carla, how are you doing?
Very good, very good. I was wondering if you may be able to put me in touch with your boss. I've got something that may be of interest to him.
You want to talk to Mr. Winchester?
Well, as I understand it, he's a man who's collects curiosities and is a purveyor of rare goods.
She kind of smiles a little bit. I didn't give a description of her. I should have. She's like medium-toned skinned African-American woman. Like tall, lean, but like a strong build. Like she works with horses. She is very strong, physically active.
Okay.
And she's not an idiot.
Well,
if you were looking for an idiot.
She'd be about equal with Carla then. Carla's strong and tall and
Yeah. Funny how that worked out.
And also not an idiot.
Amazing how that happened.
Well, I got to tell you, I went out on one of my deliveries the other day, and the person who I was supposed to deliver to wasn't there, and well, I got to tell you, the curiosity got the best of me.
You opened a package?
I did.
Isn't that a felony?
Out here.
Good point. I'm not going to tell on you.
And look, I found something that I think may be worth a few extra meals for me.
All right. I'll tell him. I'm not an expert in any artifacts or anything, but what is it?
I describe in detail the silver coin that I have marked so well.
Okay. You don't get the feeling she knows much about magic
Okay.
Are you describing it as a magic item?
No.
Okay.
I'm describing it as a physical object.
An old coin? Okay.
It's an old coin. It's got Roman numerals on it. It's silver.
Okay.
It is pure silver because I have seen silver. I know what silver is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hi-ho silver, etc. Yes.
All
All right. Well, he likes old stuff, and I will let him know.
Well, you let him know if he wants to take a closer look at this coin. I'll be in the saloon for the rest of the evening, and you all know where to find me.
All right. I will let him know. Good talking to you, Carla. Hey, you haven't decided to sell your horse yet, have you?
Oh well, not yet. She still gets me around as good as I need to be. So
Better
than I need to be.
Yeah. That horse? Better than you need to be. She gets you around better than you need to be.
Well, a horse is a horse, of course.
Of course. Good to meet you guys. High five.
High-fiving all the angels.
Nope, just the one.
just the one angel.
I said all. There could be one.
Oh,
all.
Kimmy's high-fiving Mike for the Mr. Ed reference. I
Mr. Ed
appreciate
reference.
that. All right, so she takes off, and she ends up buying like a colt and heads back to Winchester Mansion. We got a lot of face palms in the chat. Like, oh god.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
No, that was
You knew what this was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at this table.
All right. Yeah, she heads back. You're at the saloon, and where are the rest of you guys? And folks, I'm sorry, people.
After talking to Hepzibah, I'd probably come out. Were you still on the?
I'm probably still on the porch. I'm still a little like.
Okay. So
I know he's gone, but he's still there.
There's like a half a bottle of whiskey gone.
Oh yeah, easy.
Okay.
Not even coffee anymore, just straight whiskey.
Okay. So you're on the Hepzibah's porch?
Yeah.
At some point, Hepzibah's brought out some tea for you.
Oh, thank you kindly.
And drink it. And it's amazing. It like makes you calmer.
Oh,
Aw.
you are one of a kind, ma'am.
Yes, I am. She walks back inside.
I'll head out onto the porch and. Ooh, you got some tea.
This is very good tea.
Hepzibah does make a good tea. Yeah. Also, I got some information about house warding from her.
Really?
Yeah. So, if hypothetically there were a place we wanted to get into that was warded,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to get into. Get past the ward, but once you're inside, it sounds relatively easy to disarm the ward for more people to get in.
I like where your head's at.
So, typically, apparently, you would look in the center of the place that's warded. So, you got to figure out the layout of their mansion. But whatever item or person is protecting the house should be located at the center. So if one were to get in there and destroy whatever that is, it'd be open door policy at the Winchester mansion thereafter.
I really like that idea. And
Just
I'm
in case we can't get a 4-person invite.
getting at least someone on the inside to dismantle that would not be a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Carla May and I have gotten the ball rolling to let Winchester know that we have something that he may want to hopefully get us that invite at some point. So things are moving.
All right. Well,
Speaking of moving, it may be time for me to mosey on back over to that saloon. I feel like I've grown attached to this rocket chair.
it is rather comfortable.
So I'm taking it's evening time now?
I could use some dinner anyway, and
Yeah, it sounds like a plan to me.
yeah. If it's me that's able to get in there, I should be able to sense the warding object or person. But otherwise, I do have those glasses that might be of a little bit of help.
That is good to know.
So,
It's nice to have options.
exactly, that's what I thought. You always want to have multiple exit strategies. And entrance strategies, as it were.
Speaking of exit strategies, I'm hoping Gustavo was able to get that.
Oh, yeah. Well, if not, it doesn't sound as dire. I mean, it's always good to have an extra out, but Hepzibah said that mostly people are afraid of people getting in, not so much out. So we might be good on the up.
Makes sense.
Carla will come back to you around this morning.
Right.
And let you know that she has started the shenanigans.
Great.
I'd fill you in on the
Yeah.
warding practice.
I'll write up for dinner too.
Okay.
So, in hushed tones, probably on our way to the saloon, I'm asking Carla, so, how much do you know about the house layout?
Well, I've gotten what I could from peeping in windows and sneaking around the outside, which it ain't much because I couldn't get in. But I've seen a couple of bedrooms around the edge of the house. I've seen a couple of the lavatories, but really, I know the good stuff is deep inside that house that you can't see from outside.
That's where I need to get, or whoever's going to disarm it. Whatever is protecting that house is in the center of it.
I'm going to say it's safe to say you know the outer edge of that house like the back of your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you've paced it out. You know exactly how many feet it is from the front door to the side wall. You don't know the layout inside, but, like, if you were like, hey, where's the center of the house? You're like, I don't know what's there, but I can tell you it's probably this many paces from the front door due east or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. That's perfect.
I mean, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to, like, infringe.
Oh,
but
no, I have been all up on
Yeah.
this house. I have tried every window I can try. I have tried every door I can try.
Yeah.
There is nothing that lets me in.
Yeah. You don't know where all the inner walls are, but you have been on the roof. You've been on the side. You've been everywhere.
I'm so close.
So how many stories does it have?
2 or 3? 2?
2?
2 in, like, an attic or
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
So it's not a full story of the third one.
All right.
Also, if it has a basement, that'd be a good place to hide something.
Yeah, there's a dirt cellar, like a root cellar.
I'm sure he has a fancier thing than a root cellar. He
Wine-
probably
a
has
wine
a
cellar?
wine cellar. He
Yeah.
probably has a storehouse where he actually stores most of his stuff, and that probably has a root cellar. And then there's he's got a kitchen that's like down below as well. So there's like storm doors to a lower kitchen area where they do some of the storing, but most of the stuff especially the stuff that smells bad, is kept in the storehouse.
Okay, so if it's in the
Are
center...
they all together in one place right now? Like,
Probably.
where are
Yeah.
you guys at?
Yeah.
They were like outside, on the way from the boarding house to the saloon.
So
I come thundering in on
One door.
Tornado dressed as El Jaguar.
Okay.
I mean, just thundering in.
the sun has set. It is time.
We're like mid-crossing the street
No.
having this conversation when you just come riding in.
And I'm basically going to flop off the horse, and I'm going to throw some knives and make a big flash out of it and tell you, give me the coin now. Chase me off, guys. Come on.
Oh, right.
We look confused for a second. We're like,
I'm like, wink, wink.
Blink, blink.
oh, I know. Wink. You can't have this coin.
I'm going to threaten you with my totally loaded gun.
Brandishes a pickaxe at you.
Oh my stars and garters!
You get out of here, El Jaguar.
Huge scene.
Protect me, you big strong man!
Fight scene in the middle of town. All
Yeah.
kinds of shit going on. I finally get driven off.
All right, let's roll performance, please.
Oh, Lord.
God.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I have nothing in perform.
What
I have
about
charm.
persuasion?
Yeah, that persuading.
Okay,
charm.
persuading
Oh,
is
there's
better.
persuasion. That's much better
Yeah.
for me.
Is it persuasion plus anything?
Charm. So it's your attribute
Okay.
plus your skill.
Okay.
I got 2 5s.
I got a whole lot of nothing.
You guys.
I got 2 5s.
I'm gonna use some luck.
Can I roll lie instead of?
Yes, you
Okay.
can roll lie.
Hooray,
Oh,
that's so much better.
Yeah, that's definitely a lie.
It's like, you're the one that I expected to be good at this.
I am. I just forgot lie was a thing. Which is a shame because I have 2 hard dice in it. 3 10s.
Also 3 10s.
So 2 5s, 2 5s, 3 10s, 3 10s.
So I don't hit you with my pickaxe.
I feel like my damsel in distress is not super convincing, but
It almost makes me giggle. He's like, stop, you almost made me laugh.
Definitely, your damsel in distress is definitely not convincing.
You're a damsel. You're in distress.
You can handle it. But luckily for you, most people are looking at El Jaguar because it's a much more, not a lot of people are looking at you. Because you're a woman and there's a man in the picture, so no one's paying attention. I say that ironically. I don't believe that. But, I mean, he is like a superhero on a giant horse, so people are not paying super attention to you. So, yeah. All right. So, did anybody fail miserably?
Nope.
No.
No.
Aww. Okay, that's fine. So you have this big scene. Do you end up taking the coin?
No.
Okay.
No, they drive me
drive
off.
you off. All right.
There was too many people watching.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh no! You ride off.
smoke bomb.
All right. Well done,
Someone should arrest that ne'er-do-well.
Vigilante. So there's some whispering.
will no man save this town?
Everybody think about the children.
All right. Well done. So the three of you then continue to the tavern. I'm sorry, the saloon. Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong genre.
Wrong genre. And go inside unharmed by your
but still playing up the harried heroism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Walk in. I can't believe El Jaguar tried to steal this artifact from us, Red.
I know. I always thought that he was a man of the people. Apparently, he is nothing but a no-good, dastardly ne'er-do-well.
You know, it must be super valuable. I mean, I hope we can find a buyer for this coin real soon.
Me too. I want to get it off my hands as quickly as possible.
Ooh, it must be mighty important.
This panned out way better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So you just see like Lenora like leaning, like listening, like ooh, like as she's doing other stuff, like pouring drinks and like wipe the glass. Okay, interesting. And she like slips off into the back.
I hope Mr. Winchester is still interested in knowing that such a dangerous man is also trying to procure this coin.
Well, I'm sure a man as smart and as wise and as intelligent as Mr. Winchester has ways of protecting what is valuable to him.
You rolled a 10. You should be much better at this.
That's much more fun to play though. All right, very good.
Hello, everyone. I just rode into town.
Oh, Gustavo, thank goodness you were here.
I heard there was a ruckus. What happened?
I can't believe you missed El Jaguar
I
fighting
always-
with us in the street.
Huh. I
It
can't
was
believe I missed-
definitely terrifying.
I nearly got him in the head with my pickaxe.
Oh, you should have gotten that monster.
He didn't seem that terrifying now that I think about it.
Actually, he does seem kind of dashing and handsome. You know, behind the mask and stuff.
Yes. Awesome.
Real quick, I'm gonna make some fake versions of our coin
Okay.
out of white gold,
Mmm.
The most
Like-
privileged of all the golds.
if I can. Oh no! Listen, it has to be gold. I can't make silver.
A Texas tea.
Oh, damn.
Oh wait, 3 of those are wiggle dice. Oops.
Oh, God.
Yeah, just
So that's 5 tens.
Okay. You do it.
Make
Well,
so many copies.
so many copies
of
of the
this
coin. Now, people who know metal well will be able to tell the difference.
Yes,
So,
it's not for them.
no, yeah. So, but
This is for idiots who might have.
But it still might tingle of a little bit of magic since it's a magic item.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of cool.
and most people are not going to be like random person on the street would not be able to feel the magic in your coin. Like they might like look at it, ooh, that one's really pretty, but they won't like feel the magic the way you do, Grania.
Right.
So they'll feel more like what Carla May was like. Oh wow, that's an amazing looking coin. Okay, like they don't know why they're drawn to it. They don't feel the magic in it.
Okay.
So yours for most people would, but since it is white gold's much softer than silver.
Right.
So if somebody really knows what they're doing, like bites it or something, they're going to know the difference between the silver coin and that. Whether they know the other coin is supposed to be silver, if they don't know what magic is, they may not even realize what the worth of that is. They might like your coins more because it's gold, white
Yeah.
gold, even though white gold's very, very rare at this point. Like, very rare.
Yeah. Unless you're me.
Unless they're, yeah.
But yeah, so I'll take one of those out and go. All this fuss over something so small.
Nice. Very good.
So everybody in the saloon can see what we've got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
They
a
do. And
facsimile thereof.
it's an evening, so there's plenty of people around. Most of them are trying really hard to look like they're not paying attention to what you're talking about. And they're all listening because it's a little town and they don't have a lot to do. And about that time, a lady in a beautiful red dress walks in the saloon swinging doors and looks straight at you and walks up to your table and sits down. Well, hello.
How'd you do?
Evening, ma'am.
Buenas tardes.
Carla is staring.
No, but when she walks up to the table and looks like she's about to sit down, I actually stand.
Oh, all right, very
Like
nice.
a gentleman. And then when she sits, I sit.
Okay. She nods her thanks. Well, thank you very much. You notice immediately she does not have like a Western accent. I'm going to do my best not to have a Western accent. If I start having a Western accent, she does not have a Western accent.
Noted.
Yeah. She looks straight at Carla. So I've been told that you have something to sell.
What would they tell you I had to sell?
A very special silver coin. One that there should only be a few of.
Well, I do have something perhaps of that sort, but that was to be sold to Mr. Winchester. Now, who are you?
I procure things for Mr. Winchester. You wouldn't expect a man of his standing to go out and make bartering deals himself, would you?
Well, for something this unique and special, I feel like that warrants a face-to-face.
We wouldn't expect him to come to us, though. Of course, we could go to him.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, but we do want to, of course, verify the item is indeed what we suspect it is before he spends his time. Start doing it again. May I see the item in question?
I look at Red.
Now,
Do we do?
let's just say that I have an acquaintance as I fiddle with the rim of my hat. So I'm familiar with things of this nature, and I can vouch for its validity.
She looks amused. Well, I'm sure that you would understand that someone in the business and to purchase such an item would want it verified by someone other than the seller.
She's the seller. I'm just the appraiser.
So you're telling me if we show you this coin, you deem it valid?
I take the message back to Mr. Winchester, and he sets up a time to buy it from you.
Seems fine to me.
Might be worth a proper introduction first, though. I mean, hard to do business with somebody you don't know.
Well,
What should we call you, ma'am?
you can call me Zarya.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Zarya. You may call me Grania.
Very nice to meet you, Grania. Intriguing name.
Why, thank you.
I noticed that no one else here is polite enough to do introductions. I
Well,
didn't know we were in good company.
You seem to already know my name.
Well, you put it out there as a seller.
Well,
This is your first time selling something, isn't it? Of this nature. You can always tell. And that's fine. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
I've sold valuable items in my time, but this may be the most valuable.
Thing you've ever held in your hands that's probably accurate.
But once they start talking business, Gustavo will excuse himself from the table because he has no dog in this.
Okay.
But he is eyeballing her from the bar.
Okay. Do you have the feather on you at the time?
No, it is secured.
Secret.
Well, Red,
Call me Red. Wink.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Red. One of my favorite shades.
While she's talking, I do kind of want to just try and get a magic sense on her.
Yep.
Remind me what I roll for that.
I think you rolled empathy.
Okay.
And you can use your luck, I think, to sense the magic.
Yes. Okay. Empathy plus luck. Do-do. Okay. That is gonna be 3 10s.
Yep. Magic.
Magic.
Like a Christmas tree.
Okay.
Lots of glowing.
Any particular flavor to this magic?
It seems a little bit like the other end of what you were sensing in the animals.
Okay.
So this.
Interesting. So, would you say Zarya or Zaria?
Zarya.
Miss Zarya, how long you been in our fine town? Working for Mr. Winchester. Surprised we haven't seen you around.
I have been here for some time, although I come and go. My employment, as you call it, with Mr. Winchester is more recent.
Oh.
But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about your fabulous coin, which you have yet to show me.
Well, Red, why don't you go ahead and show her the coin? And Carla does have both of her hands on her knives, ready to go if necessary.
All right, I'll go ahead and pull the coin out of my pocket, roll it across the knuckles, flip it, back it on the table.
Her face is like stone still. For like you just see her eyebrows like go up a little bit, and then she like regains her composure. Indeed, that was a most fortuitous find for whoever procured that. And she kind of glances at Red, and then looks back down. Very well. I will report to Mr. Winchester that you do indeed have an item that he would be most interested in. Do you have a price?
Currently negotiable.
Very good. Anything else that you'd like to sell?
Just the coin.
All right. Very well. She nods politely to the people who are still sitting and stands up and walks straight out of the bar.
I try to intercept her.
All right. You can do so.
Outside or inside?
Inside.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Gustavo Domingez. Bow.
A pleasure to meet you, Senor Domingez.
It is indeed a pleasure to meet you. Oh. It is not often that a woman of such obvious breeding comes into our quaint little town. I was wondering if, since I do not see a ring, if you would be interested in joining me for dinner some evening. Perhaps at my home?
She looks a little bit amused. I will take your card and consider it, but I am often on business.
I understand. And I basically just kiss her hand and I go, have a pleasant evening.
And you as well, Senor Domingos. And you can tell, like...
And he goes, Don.
Don Domingez.
Gracias.
My apologies. And you can tell, like, the way you take her hand, like, she's used, like, she has all the
she
training
totally
and
used
breeding.
it, yeah.
Like, all the little social cues are perfectly in place. So, absolutely. And there you go. So she walks out.
Well,
I sit back down at the table.
we seem to have met the other half of the dog magic.
Oh.
At least that confirms that suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
Bueno.
It's definitely Mr. Bright and Shiny's counterpart. I have to ask him what that name means.
Gabe said that they did not know much about this woman in red.
This seemed kind of out of their realm.
I mean, if our friend in the cave is to be believed, they predate pretty much everything.
Yeah,
by a
definitely.
lot.
And our friend in white confirmed that.
Gustavo, what'd you chat with the lady in red about?
Oh, I'm just keeping our options open. I invited her to my home for dinner. I presented interest.
Oh, well, she is kind of pretty.
Oh, she is ravishing. But then, evil usually is.
Sure.
She seemed somewhat... she seemed like she may consider it. We shall see.
I wish you well, my friend.
Red, do you plan on sleeping in your bed tonight?
Snap.
Interesting segue.
Well, considering I just bested the devil at his own game, I wasn't sure I was going to sleep at all. But what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you what. These Winchester folks, they know that you're the one holding this coin. So, if I were you, I'd plan on staying somewhere not where you usually are tonight.
It may not be a bad idea.
I mean, we've certainly got room in the boarding house. I don't think Hepzibah would mind.
Sure.
Unless you've
think
got
so,
a better
too.
idea.
You already know where the place is, Red. I could let you in.
I don't, but we may want to keep an eye on Red's room tonight.
Yeah, I think
I got a feeling that these folks might not want to pay for the coin. That's what I'm saying.
flips one of the extra ones. Me too. Made a few copies, if you know what I mean.
That was me. I just blew my nose into
Okay,
it.
sorry.
What was that?
I
Oh, and by
exhaled.
the way,
Dramatic wind.
I have secured our exit.
Good. I like that.
Oh, good. Oh, Gustavo, you missed our conversation because we were busy battling El Jaguar, but
That bastard.
I got.
El Bastardo.
I should probably fill you in on the information I got about how to unlock a house, as it were.
Oh. I see.
Yeah.
That is very interesting information.
Mm-hmm.
I like where your head's at, Carla. You got a plan. And I actually like this one.
Oh, that is rare.
That's even better.
I know. We will set up like I'm going into my room in the saloon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hop on over to the boarding house. Or I'll be waiting, keep an eye on it. We'll put one of the fake coins in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll, stuff the bed, make it look like someone's there. We'll keep an eye on it. If anybody shows up, we can get the drop off on them.
Mm-hmm.
To
It's
be
true.
honest with you, I have another idea.
I'm more than welcome to hear it.
Perhaps you should open a safety deposit box in the bank. Killed to burst. I'm just thinking for you here.
That didn't even cross my mind.
I like to focus on goals.
Carla, would you accompany me? You might be able to help me out with that.
Absolutely.
Do you need a fake coin to put in the box?
That's a good plan, too.
You don't want to put the real coin in there.
No, of course not.
No.
But you should be seen putting a coin in there.
True.
Let's
Let's all go.
I'll have to come with you, because
Yes.
otherwise you won't have anything to put in there.
Right.
Just
No.
a few friends going to open a
Just
safety
is the-
deposit
Going to
box.
bed.
Is the bank open? 'Cause
I'm
it's
not
technically
going
dinner
with you.
time.
Yeah, it is late.
Yeah, the bank will not be open at this moment.
Okay, so maybe we'll
So
do that in the morning.
You can do
Yeah.
it first thing in the
We'll
morning.
do the overnight thing for now, and then
Yeah.
we'll do the bank in the morning.
Yeah, alright. Well, I could stay up in the saloon having a drink until we're sure nobody's going to rob your room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so nighttime, Carla's going to find a dark corner to observe Red's room as the night falls.
Yeah, you're pretty much following the exact plan I had.
I'm going to keep an eye on the room from the inside, like the stairs that go up from inside the bar, because don't want the coins to disappear.
Yeah.
I'll do what I said. Kind of make a big show going to bed. Maybe stumble a bit on the way up the stairs, so it looks like I'm going to be passed out. Stuff the bed, put the fake coin in there, make my way, out the window, I guess, and over to the boarding house to kind of look at it from the window from the boarding house.
Cool.
It looks like the tallest building in here is the church. I'm supposing they have a church bell.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the bell tower.
Cool.
Looking
Perfect.
down.
We're gonna say they don't actually have a bell. It got destroyed when they burned down the last thing, so
gotcha.
they're still waiting for the new one. It's been ordered, but it hasn't been delivered yet. So yeah, you were all on watch. Nothing happens all night.
Sweet.
Hooray.
Good plan.
Other people would be disappointed at that. I am not.
No.
Well, we have a little bit of a limited amount of time, and I just wanted to make sure that we got the safety deposit thing happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a very good thought, and I don't want to say nothing happened. It was dumb of you to, like, it was actually a very good plan and very smart to do. And I would have done it 100% if I'd been a player too. But I want to make sure that we get the coin.
I have seen Fellowship of the Ring. Okay?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
all.
Yep.
All, nobody's sitting outside making, like, oh, we have nice crispy bacon. Hey, fools, put it up. I won't reenact the entire.
Oh, a coin?
Yeah.
Like my friend has over there?
Like over there? Yeah.
Oh
Right.
no!
His name is Baggins, Frodo Baggins. So it's the morning, and you can go to the bank if you'd like.
Yes, let's do that thing. I'm really looking forward to dealing with this guy again.
I am very sleepy. Let's.
Oh yeah, I'm not going. I'm sleeping. You
Yeah.
guys can take care of
I'll
that.
go with you, but I'm very tired.
I'm also like drinking a pot of coffee on the way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I definitely met you with an Irish coffee from the boarding house.
And did you want me to store the coin at the Pueblo? It's a fairly safe location. Or do you want to keep it on our person?
I think keeping it on our person is probably the best bet.
I'm just offering it out there.
No,
whatever you guys
it's a good
want.
idea.
Yeah. Because that's where I'm keeping it, the feather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go to safety deposit box, or to the bank.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name again? I don't remember.
Rufus T. Willoughby.
That's right.
That's a great name.
That's such a good name.
It is. Rufus T. Barley Sheaf.
Mm-hmm. So Rufus is in there, and he's pretty bored. It's early morning. Some people, there's not a lot to do, especially now that it's kind of like the off season. So he's sitting there, like, picking his teeth.
Classy dude. This
Looks
guy.
surprised, kind of surprised when you walk in.
Keep him busy, Rufus?
Oh, hi, Red. How are you?
Well, I'm just peachy keen. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning, Rufus. I am here on business.
Oh, good.
I would like to open a safety deposit box.
All right, we can arrange that. It slides a form over.
I will fill out form for bureaucracy. Slide the form back.
Very well. It says here you're going to put a coin in it. All right, so you need a small box then, not one of the big ones.
Well, I mean,
Is it a big coin?
it could be.
Size ain't everything. It's okay.
Looking at the safety deposit box number from Levi's, can I see approximately the size? Like, can I see?
Because the coins are, the coins.
They're behind the. Yeah.
They're in the vault.
That's what I
there's,
figured.
yeah, so there's little boxes in like a bigger vault, so you can't actually see the numbers.
Okay. Let's go and go with one, not your smallest, but like the next biggest, because there might be more stuff to put in there later. At least I'm hoping so, if things work out.
The medium box.
Yes, that's what I want.
That is a very optimistic choice, Red. I approve.
Well, I am the poster boy of optimism, you know that.
Do I know that?
You do now.
All right, I do know that now.
Oh,
The-
Rufus.
Huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
Rufus.
So he goes over and he like opens the vault. Oh, and then like, I mean, it's a big safe. It's not an actual vault, but it's a very large safe. And he like pulls out like one drawer. This'll be your drawer. If you want to put your stuff in that, you may do so.
Thank you so much. Would you mind giving me a minute? I just need to take a moment and say goodbye to this coin. It's worth a lot to me.
Sure. I mean, you know it's still yours, right?
I know. I'm just used to having it on my person.
Oh, all right. Sure, Red.
Do we come down with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I need you to pick the other lockbox.
Yeah, no kidding. That is what I'm going to do.
So he's gonna like leave you, and he's gonna go. Like it's all one big room.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna go to like he's behind the little like kiosk thing. Not a kiosk, but and he's just gonna go walk to like the far corner and just stand facing the corner because he doesn't have anywhere else to go to give you privacy. So he's just gonna facing away, pretending he's not there.
Do you know what box we're going for?
Yes, I have the box number.
What is it?
K2SO.
Sure. We're just gonna say there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's K2S. That's fine.
Or number, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna say we'll say that there's 25 small boxes. There's like rows of there. So it's 1 to 25. Pick a number.
16.
16. It's box number 16.
I pick it. I'm going to go pick it.
Okay, you have to climb over the kiosk thing first.
I'm kind of confused as to
Okay.
what the layout of this place
Okay,
is.
Yes.
so all right, so like it's an old time. Have you seen the Ballad of Buster whatever?
That's right.
Scruggs? Yeah. So there's like one big room, like 1/3 of the room is blocked off with like a wall thing that has little like openings and like a little bit of a desk thing that you would walk up to do like at a bank. And then like that is like a wall that goes like 2/3 up to the ceiling. And there's like room at the top and it's got like the pretty little things at the top. And so he comes in, that's where he put the box down on the little thing. And he's back there on the other far third with the safe and stuff.
Okay. So we get at this box. What do I need to do?
So
Jump over the counter.
yeah, and get to the safe, which is where the other box is. Because you don't have... He didn't hand you the other box because that belongs to someone else. So he handed you the box that you just bought, which is an empty box at this point.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, so he didn't hand you your
See,
lover's...
I thought
Didn't
he
walk
put,
you back over there.
in my head, I thought all the boxes were in the same area,
Oh, no.
and I went into that area to put the thing in the box. And
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm imagining
Okay.
a vault with like boxes in the walls that we're like going
Oh,
through.
no, he's got... I mean, it's a little town, so he's got a safe. He's
Okay.
got one big safe that has little drawers. So he opens it, and then there's also like the big area where like a lot of the money's kept. So he removes the drawer and takes it over to the little window thing and hands you your box, and then he'll go put it back in the safe.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to do this as sneakily as I possibly can.
He's facing away from you in the corner.
Okay.
hey,
So to get to this spot, tell me what to roll.
You have to climb over the counter first. You know,
Athletics to get over the counter.
well,
Athletics,
I'll let you roll stealth because jumping over the counter, like anybody can do that, and you can definitely do that. Whether you can do it without him hearing you is another thing.
Hot diggity corn.
hey, Grania, don't you have a story to tell Rufus? Maybe a fairy tale about the old country or something long and loud?
I did roll 3 10s.
Okay.
I do have a story to tell.
Something very
Rufus.
distracting.
Yeah. So you're successful, but it's going to take a while. You can't go fast.
Okay.
So while Grania tells her amazing story, which
Okay.
I'm not going to make you actually say out loud if you don't want to.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him a story because he's a banker. So I'm gonna tell him a story about my like luckiest gold find, basically. But like really slowly, and like I'm gonna drop some gold while I'm doing it, and like, oh no, help me pick this up, will you, Rufus?
Well, he's going to stand in the corner because you want your privacy.
Oh, right,
But he's
okay.
appreciating that you're having a conversation with
Yeah.
him while your friend Red has his privacy.
Okay, so I'm going to tell him a really long, rambling story that branches in several directions, goes back to the old country, to stories my mom told me.
He asks
Back
a lot
to
of
the
questions
west.
to clarify,
Perfect.
too.
Yeah, because I'm using probably like
Yeah.
a lot of Gaelic words he's never heard, and he's like, "What?
Rufus
What does that mean?"
Yeah, Rufus also does not have a very large vocabulary. So there's other questions that are like clarifying questions he asks about just normal words, too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So, absolutely. I am going to have you roll just to see quite how perfect you are.
Okay.
Like perform, lie, persuade, any of those things.
Persuade.
Okay.
Let's persuade.
Persuade him to listen to you.
Yeah. Well, can I throw some luck on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. That's
Put a little stank on it.
Put some luck on it. That is gonna be.
Let's see, 2 6s.
I got 2 6s. I could have 4 6s or 3 8s. I always forget.
Well,
Higher is
higher is higher quality.
Higher
the higher
quality.
number. The number of matches is the speed.
okay.
So if you do 3 8s, you do a better job of distracting him, even though it takes a little while.
Well, I want it to take a while to tell him the story, so
It'll take a little while to get him into the story.
okay.
Um,
Let's go with the 3 8s. then.
okay. So it's a little slow at first, but then you start like really, and you can see from like his back, he's like riveted, but being polite and still facing the corner of his own bank. He's a very nice guy.
He's super nice. Poor Rufus.
Yeah.
Sweet Rufus.
Yeah.
Sweet buddy.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for poor Rufus, man. We're stealing from him, basically. Well, at least he owns this place. He's not going to get fired.
Yeah, exactly. If he even knows what's in that box, and if you take it, who
Right.
knows? It'll depend what's in that box.
Mm-hmm.
What's in the box?
Yeah. All right.
Ritz crackers.
I have a question before we do this, though.
Yeah.
Do you have a theory, or does Red have an idea of what might be in the box?
He's hoping it's some kind of clue as to what would bring Levi back here. Maybe a reason why Levi shot him. He has no idea what's in the box. This is the only clue he had after he left.
Okay. And he met Levi before or after he made his deal with the devil?
Before.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. You
So I get to the
so
box.
You rolled 3 10s, so you get to the box.
Oh. And I will.
And Rufus is riveted by Grania's story. Oh, that's a 10. Don't lose that one.
Nope.
That's 10. 3 10s.
3 10s to lockpick the box?
Yes, I have hard dice and lockpicks.
All right, so you pull out box number 16 and you open it.
Using my tools.
Your
It's very elegant and beautiful. You all see? Oh, I wish I could pick locks that good. Is what you say?
But it's only 3 dice fast, so.
And even though it's really quiet, Grania still talks even louder while you're
Yes.
doing it.
I look super annoyed at you for not going faster. Nice. All right, very good. So you get the item, which I'm going to reveal what it is. You can't hold it in your hand, though.
Okay.
But I don't want it to reveal until it gets to Red for dramatic purposes.
So yes, I the box. I open it up, and I look to Red, and it's like it's open.
You grab the item. You have to sneak back now.
I take it and sneak. So I have to sneak again.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to sneak back on the other side of the counter.
Sneak like a win. You're awesome at this. Come on.
2 2 2 5.
2 5s, 3 2s. There's a 10. If you have any hard dice.
Oofa doofa. I do have wiggle dice, so that I guess that'll be. I'll do a good job slower again, I guess.
Okay.
Man, I am really
This is the
sneaky.
longest story I have
Do,
ever
do,
told.
do, 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 do.
Well, you do a lot of business with Rufus because you work for the bank. So you want to you're going slow to make sure you really don't make any noise because this is a really bad situation.
Yes.
Because not only will you be in trouble, but this is like also your livelihood because
Oh, yeah.
a lot of this is your employer / someone you're stealing from.
Like, I am being insanely quiet.
Right, and
but
super
it is
careful.
taking so much time.
So long. All right, so you're the sneakiest whoever really slowly sneaked in a Old West bank. Well done. And so you get back over the counter, and you've got the thing in your hand. And you open it.
In front of Red.
Yeah. It is a pocket watch that exactly matches the one you got from the devil.
Oh, damn it.
Oh no.
Well, at least we'll be together in hell.
This is what you wanted? You wanted a watch? I say in a whisper that Rufus can't hear.
You can sing it real loud. I can read your mind.
You wanted a watch?
Well, I guess I'm done saying goodbye to this coin. Farewell, coin.
Oh my god.
Rufus is like, so you're done then, Mr. Red?
Yes, please put this coin in the safe for safekeeping. Ah, now I know why they call it a safe.
Ah.
Were you this days old when you realized that?
No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
playing that for Rufus.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it was Joey for a second.
No.
All right, so he comes back over. Well, very good. He very carefully closes it and locks it in front of you, so you see it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
He goes and puts it in front of the safe, very obviously, and closes it and locks it. It'll be very safe for you, Red. I'll take good care of it.
I hope you do.
Of course.
We should get out of your hair now. You are clearly very busy today.
Yes, it's been a very busy morning. It's been you here that's busy.
Yeah. You are so right. Well, shall we?
I think we shall. It was good talking to you, Rufus.
And very nice talking to you, Miss Grania. And Carla. You were very quiet. I didn't hear you saying anything, Miss Carla. I might have a delivery for you later today.
Well, I'll be glad for the work.
I'm glad.
We should go.
Bye.
Just everyone backs out slowly.
He stands there awkwardly smiling. All right.
Levi, you idiot.
Who's Levi and why is he an idiot?
Because he put a dang watch in the box and that's all he was looking for? Is just some... What's
That's
even
a
the point of this?
Weird place to keep your watch.
Not if you want someone to find it. Look, when I made my deal with the man in gray, when I became an associate of his, he gave me one of these, and I show my watch.
Oh, so this Levi made a deal of his own?
It appears that way. Lord knows why. Well, I know why I did it, but I thought he had more sense.
Sense is in short supply.
I wonder what he was doing without the watch, though. Where is he now?
That's a good question. Is there a clue on the watch?
I look at the watch.
It's engraved with his name. It's his full name. And the last name is different than the last name you knew him with.
Oh. What's the last name on the watch?
What was the last name you had for him?
Coleman.
Bowen?
Coleman.
Coleman? Okay, it's Bowen.
Okay. Well, that's not his last name. It's not what I knew him by.
Did he get married?
I doubt it. Interesting. But he's got to come back for this watch. At some point, right?
Or maybe he left it as a clue for you to find him. Maybe if you know his real name, it'd be easier to find him.
It could be. Okay. That's one step further. At least I have something to go off of from here now. But let's focus on the task at hand for now. I can't deal with this and Winchester at the same time.
All right. Winchester first, watch later.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you need some whiskey?
Yes, please.
Hands in my flask.
Brett's had a hard day. Gustavo, where you went back to your ranch?
Yeah.
Okay. Like early in the morning, just slightly earlier than would be polite. There's one of your attendants, or gave him a name. Who's your main?
Oh, my main guy, his name is Martin.
Martin comes up and knocks on your door because it's probably too early for you to be really ready and you're probably up but not ready, presentable. Don, there is a calling card that has been delivered for you.
Set up some pastries and coffee in the sitting room. I will be down shortly.
No, I'm sorry. It's for you to call on someone else.
Oh, okay.
So it's an invitation, I should say.
All right. So, come on in, Martin. Déjame ver.
He comes in. It's on on a little platter thing.
All right.
Yeah. And it is an invitation to you weren't with them when you were sitting with them.
Yeah.
So it is an invitation to the Winchester household.
Okay. Now, if this is part of the deal, I actually
Did you
I extricated myself from that whole situation.
Never mind. That was my fault as a GM.
No
Sorry.
worries. I just wasn't sure if I made that clear, so it could have been my fault.
Okay, then you're going to get. I'm sorry. A return. The card you gave the lady.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be returned to you with like a lipstick kiss on it.
Oh.
It is returned to you.
Muy bien.
And then as you guys are walking from the bank, I don't know where you're going, but it doesn't really matter right now. There's going to be one of the Winchester hands is going to come up to you, or you're going to come riding into town.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, we'll make it the lady in red. The lady in red comes up, and she's going to ride straight up to you, Red, and she's going to hand you a very ornate card with it's got like little gold inlaid and stuff like that on paper, which for this time period is very fancy, and it's an invitation for you and a guest to come to the Winchester house.
That's mighty fine. We will definitely take him up on his offer.
I would expect no less. You will talk price with him when you arrive.
Of course.
Please bring the coin.
Naturally.
Very good. Have a good day. And she walks off and mounts her beautiful brown horse and heads off towards the Winchester house. And I think we'll end there because it is 9:53.
Ooh, got that invite.
You made it.
We did the thing.
All right. Awesome. We will be playing this game again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. A lot of other games. Go to happyjacks.org/schedule. Also, if you're interested, we are having JaggarCon, which is our online fan-run gaming convention. So you'll be able to sign up for cool games if you're interested in that. That's going to be happening in July. I don't know.
July.
Later. Yeah.
One of the ones that starts with a J.
J. Right next to each other. If you go to JaggarCon.com, you can check that out. Also, if you go to forums at happyjacks.org/forum, there's a big thread all about it there. And we will also be streaming live from GameX, which will be Memorial Day weekend. We have, I think, 4 games that are running currently. We might have another one. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll be streaming. If you're going to GameX, you can join us and you can sign up for those games. We'll be submitting those games this week, and I believe May 11th is the day you can sign up if you're pre-registered.
Yeah.
So that'll be super fun. Yeah. Anyone else have anything to say?
Nope.
All right. Cool. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single